Last but not least, how to do blog comments properly. So the proper way to do blog comments. I'll let you start talking, Nick. I'm gonna kind of find a something I can put up on the screen to show people. How do you do blog comments
Okay,
properly?
so we've got a list of Google operators that y'all can download. We'll put a link in here. I don't even remember what article it's in, so we might have to find it. But you can use these Google operators to find niche relevant posts that will, allow you the opportunity to leave a comment on that post. Now, that's not to say that you're actually going to get a link there because it's up to the webmaster. Um, but the way you would do it, if you want these high-end links, right? And the reason we don't sell them is because it's actually a pretty difficult product to create. Meaning, if we were to say, hey, um, go ahead and buy 10 blog comments, right? Niche specific blog comments on real blogs. Uh, we would have to, blanket probably like 30 plus of these niche relevant blog posts in order to get those 10, if we even got the 10. And so, as an individual, it's something that you can really actively pursue by using these Google search operators, looking for comment sections on niche relevant posts. And then, like you spend an hour going out there, 20, 30, expecting that you're going to get a small percentage of those to actually allow for a backlink um, to go live on that post. So
Yep.
that would be best practice of how you'd be, getting these
So yeah, step
backlinks.
one, find a way. There's a bunch of different ways you can use. Scrapers. You can use a VA, whatever. You find so basically find your targets, right? And you want to find hopefully relevant targets, something related to your whatever your website is, right? Um, so then I guess we could talk about step two, and I've got one of our articles pulled up um, that we get a lot of blog comments on. Um, and so yeah, down here at the bottom, basically, you find, let's say you wanted to get a blog comment on our article, right? So you scroll down to the bottom, blah 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 blah, and then you come and you see this right here. So there's the place for you to leave your comment. Here, hopefully you can see that. Then you can leave your name, your email, and your website. So Nick, do you want to talk about how to do this properly in a non-spammy way?
Um, yeah, so, if it's dependent on a webmaster actually like allowing it to be put up, then you'd want to make it informative. You'd want to make it, engaging, and you'd want to make it something that, for example, if me or Chris is going through Sir Links a lot, there's countless people trying to spam random junk
Oh yeah.
to get a backlink to whatever in there, right?
It's all just
Who we allow
automated.
and
It's all automated for the most part.
yeah,
Hey, sir, I liked
yeah,
your
for the most part.
article.
But even yeah, junk like that, if you're not trying, then you're not getting a backlink here because we understand the power of backlinks, right? So, we also understand the power of exchange of content for a backlink. So that's kind of where I would say, like, our mentality is here. If you're going to leave a well-written comment that, at least seems somewhat thought out and provides some sort of value, or we can add some sort of value to it, then you're more likely to get a live comment, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to kind of be, how I would imagine most webmasters are going to go about it as well, right?
Yeah.
I imagine most of y'all you would do the same.
So yeah, when you're doing your comment, I would really stick to doing these manually. I wouldn't use any kind of auto-generated stuff here. When people post comments or try to post comments on our site, we know what they're doing. We know they want a backlink. But, if they leave a good comment, we'll approve it. Like, it
Yeah, why
adds,
not?
it helps us, right? It shows like user engagement. It gives us like something to kind of, they add value to the article. So yeah, I mean really don't skimp on this. Stay away from the automated stuff. Actually add something, like use your brain for a second and like try to, show that you actually read what they had to say and you're actually, you know, providing something, like adding to the conversation rather than just some kind of junk, right? Um, so
Right.
next we have your name, your email, and your website. Email, not terribly important, but the name field and the website field are very important. Um, I guess I'll go ahead and explain it so I can kind of show the examples. So what you put in for your name is generally going to be the anchor text for your link. So if you can see right here, so you can see, here's me replying to someone's comment. And when you hover over my name, it's got a link to solinks.co. That's because, that's how it's set up for my WordPress profile. Let's go to this guy up here, Riyadh. So Riyadh left a comment, and you can see when I hover over his name, it goes to goodlywp.com. So Riyadh is the anchor text on his link that's going to goodlywp.com. So yeah, just you need to be aware that what you put in for your name is generally going to be your anchor text, and what you put in for your website, of course, is going to be your target URL. And yeah, so when you're doing this, you want to think about like what's natural. So, if someone sets up a WordPress profile and they're going around and leaving blog comments, first of all, is their link, the link, so, my link goes to links.co, is that going to be an inner page? And the answer is usually no. The link that's going to be is generally the home page of the person's website that's leaving the comment, right? Do you have anything else to say as far as target URL goes, Nick?
No,
It's
no,
pretty
that's good.
simple, right? It's just,
Yeah.
it starts, now I'm not saying you can never make it an inner page. I would stay away from it. It's just not
I mean,
natural.
it doesn't make sense. Yeah,
Yeah, it
like
doesn't,
would Bill the plumber be like when it says website, "Oh, let me go ahead and put my inner page here." Remember
yeah,
that the average person doesn't even understand what a backlink does. I can still talk to my parents, tell them, we sell backlinks. Why? Do people buy that? This is very niche specific. Um, so, it's not natural to see most people doing something like that, unless the only place I could see it being natural is if the inner page goes to an author page or something like that,
true.
right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see that if they were basically, um, so
Like this is my
maybe if,
profile in
yeah,
something, or yeah.
maybe if my link went to solinks.co/author slash, Chris or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see that being okay. Um, but yeah, generally what you're going to want to do is send them to your homepage. Your website's your homepage. Um,
Yeah, on
and
on the opposite side of that coin, right? It's like, well, from an SEO perspective, if you do understand backlinks, why would you send it to your author's page versus your home page, right? If you're
yeah,
trying to beef up the entire network.
for sure. So, if you're listening right now and you're saying like, oh man, well, I really wanted to build some blog comments to inner pages. Um, my advice for you would be I would mainly be using blog comments as a tool to go to your homepage. But B, it's still possible to get inner page blog comment links. It would just need to be a link in your actual comment. The problem with that is it's going to be much harder to get that to stick.
Yeah.
It's basically going to be a lot harder for the site owner to want to approve that when you're clearly linking to something very specific on a site other than their own, right? So yeah,
You, you know,
go ahead.
where else you can use blog comments that we haven't mentioned yet naturally is to things like social profiles, right? So for tiered link building, it would make sense for Bill the plumber to maybe link back to his Facebook profile or his
True.
YouTube profile, which are inner pages technically, right?
Yeah.
Offset of your money site network, but
Yeah, a little different, but
you
yeah,
can,
for sure. Yeah, you could, someone, their Facebook business page might be their primary, internet property or whatever, or their YouTube might be, or their
point of
Twitter, whatever.
contact.
For
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, I wouldn't really see a problem with doing that at all. Um, Okay, but yeah, I think hopefully that at least covers the target URL part. So yeah, for your website, homepage generally is the answer for that. And and the reason for that is basically to not get yourself in any kind of trouble. Uh, in the past, Google or blog comments were a much more widely used tool, and people used them hard, like very aggressively. But Google has somewhat basically they don't like it as much anymore. So you need to be a little bit more careful with them. They realized people were using it in a very spammy, very aggressive way, and so it's best to just stay very natural with this stuff. So website, homepage is best. Last thing, talk about a little bit more is your name. Like I said before, your name is going to be your anchor text. So as far as your name goes, it's usually going to be an actual name of a person, or it might be the name of like your business, right? Like a branded, so it'd be like a branded anchor. So if we had like if we were commenting as Sir Links a lot, the Sir Links a lot WordPress account or whatever, it would just say Sir Links a lot right here, and so it'd be a branded anchor going to our homepage, which would also be very good, very natural. What you'll see a lot of people do is they use the name field as a way to spam money anchors. So what they'll do is, for example, let's say Riyadh here. Let's say Riyadh wanted to be real spammy. So he's got his Goodly WordPress site, right? So he probably wants some anchors going to his website that are something along like, best WordPress information or something. I don't know what his keywords are, but so,
Cheap Cialis here. Sorry, it's a very popular one we get.
So yeah, so for his name, he might put, like best WordPress information blog or something. Uh, I'd absolutely stay away from that. Blog comments are not a place for you to get in your money anchors. That being said, you still can, but if you do want to do that, do it in your comment itself rather than as the name field. And like we were talking about before, when you're doing, if you're trying to get an inner page link in your comment, whenever you put any kind of link in your comment, you're gonna like drastically reduce your chances of it actually getting posted. So yeah, you can do a comment with a money anchor in there, but yeah, chances are gonna go way down of it actually working. So yeah, if you're trying to
Yeah.
use these for like money anchors and inner page targets, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I would kind of stay away from that. Feel free to do what you want, but it's definitely not best practiced in 2021. Stick with,
You know,
sorry, go ahead.
something that Chris and I talk about a lot, as far as preference of, what we like to do when we're setting sites up. Where you can get a little bit of leverage here with blog commenting and money anchors is by having a partial or exact match domain
Yeah.
URL, rather.
Yeah. So that's always, so if you made if you made a WordPress account for your business and it was, Tom's Plumbing or whatever. So your name was actually Tom's Plumbing, then you're linking tomsplumbing.com with the anchor text Tom's Plumbing. So you're getting tons of plumbing relevance in your anchor text. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think we got that pretty good. I guess we could talk
Yeah.
about like the amount you're doing. I don't, some people go crazy with blog comments. It's not something I'd ever go crazy with. It needs to make sense in the scope of your overall backlink profile. If you're doing blog comments naturally, I wouldn't even really worry about getting in trouble with them. It's more like when you're using like the super aggressive kind of like spammy stuff. But if you're focusing on quality blog comments, you could probably do quite a bit of them.
Yeah, you can do as many as your heart
Yeah.
desires, if I'm being honest. Because you're just going out, you're blanketing, X amount of blogs per night or per week or whatever. And then you're getting it's typically a very low percentage of these are going to actually accept your comment.
Yeah, if you're going for
Um,
quality targets, for sure.
so y- yeah, and again, remember, naturally, Tom the plumber is not thinking about this from a backlinks perspective. He just loves to be active in his community, right? So he loves going into the forums and talking all night. He loves going to other blogs and commenting in their blog section. He's on Facebook. He's typing away.
Tom's
Anyhow,
positioning himself as
Tom
an
doesn't know why
authority.
he's doing it. But yes, exactly. So that's more his perspective, right? Or whoever's perspective. It has to do on just how they manage their time and what they do. So hypothetical, would Google write, an algorithmic kind of penalty based on what somebody like Tom might do? No, it would be counterintuitive to building up natural, kind of, or a profile on what's natural, rather. So yeah, you can get away with doing a lot of them, but again, this is very specific to doing it, quote, the right way that we're telling you about versus going and buying massive amounts of random comments on, through a company that's not doing it that way.
So for like the large majority of people, just if you're looking for a little bit more of a specific kind of like roadmap for this type of thing, go out and try to build, you might try to build like 5 or 10 a month or something, or maybe even less than that. Maybe you skip a month and then you realize, oh, hey, I haven't done any blog comments in a while. So you might go on a little spree and, you try to get 5, 10, 20 of them, see how many of them get approved or whatever for a month. Yeah, it's not.
I would actually,
Go ahead.
I would defer with you a little bit there.
What's that?
If you're just getting started, I would write down an Excel file and I'd probably do like 10 a night for about a week, just so you get an idea of how low the percentage or the success rate
You could do
is
that.
on getting those
I was just kind of
comments.
like, from just like where, like, from what I would be doing as far as using my time link building, I generally wouldn't be doing, trying to get like
Yeah.
10 blog comments a day or whatever. You could, it's just not what I would really do. I would just kind of pop in every now and then and do a little spurt of them. But
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait regardless, right?
Yeah.
Because the webmaster might take who knows how long to even get to
But
it.
yeah, my overall focus as far as link building would still be on the other stuff, quality edits or guest posts, editorial style links on sites. Yeah, just pop in and do some blog comments every now and then. But yeah, if you're doing quality blog comments, you could go pretty crazy with them. But yeah, still don't neglect the other parts of your link building campaign. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.